Hey, YouTube, what's going on? And let's have a quick chat about the new WoW shit that's coming up in the next two patches. Well, I'm saying the next two patches, essentially in the 7.1, possibly 0.5, a few new changes, and as well as 7.2, 0.5 changes as well. So first, let's check out the future patch that's coming out close in December the 11th to the 13th. It was announced. We're gonna have, of course, the new ally races, Zanzalari, Trolls, and Kultiras humans, which you, of course, probably already know because we've been data mining this information for a while, so I'm just gonna keep it short. Of course, the Zandalar Trolls can be Paladins, and Kultiras humans can be Shamans and Druids. We've known that for quite a while now, but it still feels kind of weird for Troll Paladins. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean... Marcelian has some thoughts about that, him being the Paladin player. The only thing that I can say about this is that troll animations, and I can only assume that Zandalar Trolls will keep the normal troll animations, are super cool when it comes to two-hander skills. This is, of course, talking about Retribution. We'll see about the other things as well. New Goblin and Worgen models. Man, a lot of you have been expecting this as well. I know. I personally haven't really seen the need to. I mean, of course, they're probably the last few races that haven't been updated yet, or I think the last few races that actually haven't been updated with new models. The models are indeed a little bit better. It feels kind of weird because it's not a huge jump as it was from normal human orc models in WoDs, right? But it's still nice. It's nice to see this. Nice to see that the goblins and worgens are keeping up to date with everybody else. That's pretty cool. We're gonna have, talking about new graphics, we're gonna have Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin remastered. Now, these things look pretty cool. I'm actually a fan of Warsong Gulch in general, so I kind of like how it looks. It's nice. It's nice to see old zones remastered. I'm hoping that they can keep this trend, but of course, I don't want this to replace actual content being added into the game, so I'm a little bit iffy on this, but I like it. I just hope these kinds of changes won't take away from actual content being added. The Brawlers Guild is coming back, and all of you Brawlers fans, you can hop into that as well. Of course, with other changes as well, with new brawls, PvP brawls, and such. Now, with 7.2 and 7.2.5, of course, we have the new patch. Rise of Azshara is the name of the patch, and we're going to Nazjatar. Spoiler alert. Now, Nazjatar is going to be a new zone. A whole new type continent with a couple of zones culminating in the Azshara raid with it's an 8-boss raid. We're gonna fight Azshara, of course, at her at the end. We're gonna have, of course, new allied races, new weapons, stuff, and things like that. New story. The story continues, of course, with Sylvanas, Saurfang, Jaina, and Anduin. And even more cool than this, we're gonna have a whole new zone, kind of like Suramar and Isle of Thunder. We're gonna have Mechagon, which is kind of like a mecha goblin gnome city thing. It's full of mechanical and gears and knobs and shit like that. We're gonna have a quest to free the people there, or to reintegrate the people, our allies who are going to help us in that content patch. They're gonna help us go in and fight the evil king Mechagon, whatever the king is, in a mega dungeon. A mega dungeon, if you guys remember, in TBC we had the Karazhan dungeon, an 8-boss dungeon, a long-ass dungeon, double the size. We're having that as well. Again, currently it's only set for Mythic only for now. They've announced that it's only Mythic only for now, so I'm not sure if we're going to have Mythic Plus for it. Probably, the way they did Return to Karazhan and Legion, I'm imagining they're gonna do that for the mega dungeon. Mechagon is apparently the name of the dungeon as well, which is really cool. It starts kind of like Mother Lodi. You start on a beach, you walk towards the city, and then inside the big palace where it's all robotics, all metal. That's pretty cool. It's a new change of pace. It's a fresh change of pace. I'm actually really excited about that as well. Also coming into the patch, we're gonna have heritage armor for Taurens and Gnomes, which looks pretty cool. Although I'm not a big gnome player, gnomes look really cool, but the Taurens, man, if that on their back is their weapon, they're finally wielding that fucking tree trunk, which I've been waiting for since Warcraft 3, I'm into that shit. I'm race changing. You can tell me whatever you want. And of course, more stuff that's coming out. New island expeditions. Now, not many people are fans of island expeditions, but these are a little bit cool. Well, at least one of them. We have Crestfall as an island expedition, which was a zone in Warcraft 2 where we fight in the campaign. Now we get to fight on in the aftermath of the battlefield to see what's going on there. That's pretty cool. And the second island expedition is Snow Blossom, which is a Pandaren themed island expedition where the local Pandarens are fighting the rabbit vermin things, which okay, whatever. Yep, that's fine. We're fighting rabbits in a battle on an expansion where we have to kill Nazjatar. We're gonna kill rabbits as well because yay. Also, coming in 7.2.5, Heroic Warfronts. So Warfronts are essentially getting a difficulty upgrade. We can essentially opt to do heroic versions of the Warfronts, whereas for 10 plus players, we get to invite our friends and do this pre-made style. We get better rewards, it's more difficult, and well, not much information about this has been released, except that, well, it's going to be harder and we're gonna have increased rewards. And I'm hoping that this trend will continue. Also, in Warfront, I forgot to mention this, we're gonna have world quests, right? Coming soon. I'm not sure if it's in, I think it's in 7.1.5. I'll need to double check that, but we will have basically world quests in Warfront so that we don't just do whatever we do now. There's a reason for us to come back in, so that's pretty cool. I like that kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of spamming world quests, but as far as there's some variety placed into it, then I'm okay with that. And of course, with the new Mechagon zone, we have the Mechagon Arena, a new PvP arena, which is of course always cool. It's a mechanical arena. And of course, in 7.2.5, we will have flying. It's been announced we're gonna fly in 7.2.5. Probably we're gonna need some achievements like it was in Legion, where we need to probably explore everything, get a couple of reputations up to Revered or Exalted. I can expect something like this to be in. And of course, with 7.2.5, Season 3 will start with a new Nazjatar themed affix, PvP season as well, all that good jazz. And yeah, well, of course, there's been a lot more content showcased on the main panel, main stage. I'm not gonna be able to show everything here on YouTube because of course that's paid content and well, you know how that copyright stuff works. But they've released a couple of images on the new Nazjatar zone. I think it was Coral Forest or something like that. It looks pretty cool. It definitely conveys the feeling of the whole zone being pulled from underwater. So I think somehow the entire zone is going to be dragged from the bottom of the sea all the way to the surface so we can explore it. It's not going to be an underwater zone, although there might be underwater zones in the whole continent. I'm not sure yet. They haven't released info on everything. They're still working on it, but there is a little bit of a concept art. Other than this is pretty much it for the moment on World of Warcraft. Of course, if anything else that's cool is going to be announced on Blizzcon, I'm gonna make sure that I'll cover it in one way or another. But until further news, you can expect these main things to be added in WoW. Pretty cool stuff. I like it. It feels like the content is going to be added at a steady pace. I'm also excited, of course, for 7.1, where a lot of shit that's currently not working properly is going to be fixed. But of course, that's 7.1. New stuff coming, new mounts, new armors. It's cool. I'm actually super excited, but it kind of feels like it's so far away into the future. I don't like seeing all these cool stuff so far away. I'm super excited. I want them fast into the game, man. But yeah, thanks for checking our video, guys. If you have any tips, if you want to discuss anything, come join our Discords. Come join the comment section below. We can even talk about that stuff there. Have you seen anything? Are you excited about something in particular? Do you not like something? Do you think they've underperformed? Clearly, this year's BlizzCon felt a little bit underwhelming as opposed to all the other BlizzCons. Mainly for Diablo panel as well, but WoW panel, although it's okay, it's future patch content being announced. Yeah, let's say we were expecting a little bit more from the main panel and WoW was pushed back a little bit, but that's fine. This is how things goes. I personally like what's been announced. And yep, we're essentially going to see how they're going to implement all of this stuff, so we'll see that in the future. But until next time, guys, thanks for sticking around. Peace.